A great night's sleep starts at Harvey's Furniture. Check out the large selection of complete bedroom sets. And when it comes to mattresses, we have a full selection from Bemco, Spring Air, and Chatham & Wells. Harvey's Furniture. Our home, your home.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad, and joining me today is Mr. Mark Turpin. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you, Ashley?
Fantastic. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. So you are the guy with the YMCA who takes care of kind of the annual campaign, right?
The money guy.
All right, the money guy.
Raising money.
Okay, so I see your mercantile shirt. I'm assuming that you are the banker guy too, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so many hats.
Yep. This is a fun hat, though.
This is the fun one, yeah. And as I understand, you're very good at it. We have some really great results from the last annual campaign, right?
Oh, fantastic. I mean, this is a record year.
Okay.
So this year we got $228,000 in the bank.
Wow.
And our original goal was $125,000.
Okay.
We set that 45 days ago, and we soon realized there was so much pent-up demand. Hey, let's just keep raising that bar. And we raised the bar 150, 175, 220.
That's awesome.
It is. It's great.
That's
and Quincy
so cool.
has welcomed this thing. So.
Absolutely, because not only, of course, the YMCA does so much for the community, but so it goes to, the money that you raise goes to a host of different activities and causes.
Funding their programs.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. So any kid in town that wants to play baseball, okay, and for some reason they just cannot, parents can't afford it, they just show up and they're on a team.
Right.
Okay. So that scholarship for baseball, it's for volleyball, it could be for swim lessons. Probably a big thing is for daycare. Yeah. Because daycare is hugely needed in this town.
It is. It's a very big need.
It's getting expensive, and to help parents out, we can't turn kids away.
Sure.
So hey, you know what? We'll take them.
Yeah.
This is what this campaign does, so we can get kids in that daycare.
That's so cool. And day camps, and I know you provide like the meals and stuff for people who need it. It's just, the benefits of the money that you raise are just unending, and of course, it touches everybody in the community.
I mean, it's
so cool.
It's been a cornerstone of Quincy for such a long time.
Yeah.
And you're right, it touches everybody. I mean, everyone has had someone on a team there. They had a birthday party. They've had someone in daycare. It just touches everybody.
Yeah.
And that's why it was so easy, really, to go out and just ask people to help out.
Yeah.
And
so what kind of activities, I know that you, of course, hosted a bunch of events, but do you know, like, some of the bigger activities that you've hosted that have, I guess, brought in some of the funding, or is it just actually, private, or?
No, how this works is, I was the campaign chair, and Troy Kemp at Mercantile Bank helped me out too.
Okay.
So
shout out to Troy.
Shout out to Troy.
Yeah.
But we've had such a good bunch of base volunteers that essentially, hey, you've helped us raise money in the past, so I'm going to ask you, Ashley, to go out and contact not 5 friends, but 10 friends.
Gotcha.
And then those people will go out and call on people, and before you know it, you had people all over the place calling on people.
That's great. So it's not necessarily events. It's just kind of calling on the community to help.
Reaching out. Businesses,
Excellent.
individuals, foundations helped out. So, again, it was just a whole big... All Quincy chipped in.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Huge effort, and a giant village, of course, which is our community, and that's just so cool. So, but as I understand, you're always taking donations, right?
Absolutely. We're not going to turn money away, but
sure.
People can stop in, they can drop a check off to the Y, they can mail a check into the Y. You'd be surprised when people just hear the vibe out there and, hey, how can I help? And they just swing by and say, hey, here's $100. I mean, I've seen that money in action. I've seen families that show up and say, my kid wants to play baseball, but we can't afford a glove.
Sure.
So lo and behold, the next day at practice, a glove's there.
There he is. That's awesome. That is so cool. And I appreciate you doing it. Of course, I know the rest of the community does too. So keep up the good work.
Thank you,
and congratulations on those results.
It's great.
So that was so cool. Very nice to meet you.
Yep, same
All
here.
right.
Thanks.
We'll be back.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center.
Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area. perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday.
Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad, and joining me today I have 2 lovely ladies. I have Lisbeth Leffler, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and Tina Jett. And you are here from John Wood Community College. And today we are going to talk about adult education, which is very important, right? I mean, of course you gals know that. But there is a need, I think, especially in this community, to let people know what resources exist. And I am a John Wood, I'm a Blazer alumni, and I love that college. And I think a lot of the misconception about John Wood is that you don't actually get the college experience. And I think even with the adult education, you get a hell of an experience, right?
Yes.
And you offer a few really cool programs, and I'll let you guys kind of tell me what these are, but just to high level, so GED, ESL, and literacy. And I'll let you guys kind of talk to me about what each of those are, and then I'll just ask you questions. So let's start with the GED, which I think a lot of people are familiar with, but maybe didn't know that John Wood offers these courses or how it works. So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the GED program, we do find that a lot of people in the community wouldn't know where to go to get their GED. The good news is that the GED is a curriculum and it's a test. However, as of January 1st, the state of Illinois the legislature has voted to now call it the State of Illinois High School Diploma.
Okay.
So you can actually walk away with a high school diploma rather than a
Excellent.
GED. And to some people, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah. I mean, that is a big deal because it's you're finishing your high school diploma. I mean, you're finishing the curriculum, right? So, and I do think that maybe some people think a GED has a negative connotation or a lesser. And in this case, of course, it's not. In any case, it's not because it still takes a lot of dedication. But it is. That's good that the name has changed. I like that a
Yes.
lot. Yeah.
Yes.
So John Wood offers. So not only do you offer the courses, but it's free, right?
It is.
Okay.
Yes, all the courses are free. A student who does not have the high school diploma yet, they can study on their own. They do not have to go through John Wood. But if they need any kind of support, any kind of assistance with their classes, and the GED consists of language arts, math, science, and social studies, and then the state of Illinois requires that you take an Illinois Constitution module. Okay. So for anybody who just needs a little extra help or maybe help with motivation, because a lot of the students, they have lives, they're adults, they have children, they have jobs.
Right, busy.
Or maybe they've had a lot of failures in life.
Right.
And just having that support system, we find is very important for the students.
Yeah, just the little extra nudge, and I think we all need that from time to time. So that's awesome. And speaking of literacy, so and we'll get to kind of how people can get registered or what they need to do to get involved with that if they want in just a second. But you touched on literacy, and Tina, you do a lot with people who are either preparing for GED or maybe just want a little extra help, right? In areas of math, English. So it's kind of tutoring, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
It's
Okay.
Basic reading skills, math skills, and English as a second language tutoring.
Okay.
Because we have a lot of businesses or farm workers that come in and English is not their first language. They know very little, and
Right.
we can set them up with a tutor also, so they don't have to be involved in the GED program. But if they are involved in the GED program and they need a little extra help, we can help them with that too.
Okay, and that's also free of charge, right?
Yes.
Okay, and the tutors are volunteers. Is that correct?
They are.
Okay, so they have a passion for this.
Yes.
right? Which is, it's so important when you are teaching anyone, but especially adults who are trying to better themselves and when it may not be super comfortable for them. And yeah, you do come in contact with more and more people that English is not their first language, and it is a hard language. I mean, my kids every day are like, well, that doesn't make any sense. If I were going to spell it, it would be spelled like that, you know? So even for people that it is their first language, it's a difficult language. So of course, I think this is awesome. And then, as we said, it's free of charge, and the GED is free of charge, and you can, those can be used in conjunction with one another. So if you need tutoring to prepare for a GED or the diploma, which is what we're calling it now, you can work hand in hand, right? So how would an individual go about signing up for this, or how do you register, or how do you get involved?
Well, they would go to our website, jwcc.edu, and if you do /GED or /ESL or /literacy, that will take them straight to the website where they can register and also find more information.
Okay. And then about how long does it take, if they were going to do the courses at John Wood, how long would it take? Let's just say if I'm going for my diploma, how long would it take me from start to finish?
That's all going to depend on your starting point and the effort that you put in, and of course your abilities.
Okay.
So we have students that have come through, I think, in a month and a half or so.
Oh, really?
It's been kind of the fastest.
Okay.
And then we have some that take a few years that maybe dropped out of school or maybe had like an IEP in school, struggled with learning.
Sure.
And they're at a fairly low reading or math level. And the reading is part of everything else. You have to read well to understand the math problems.
Sure.
You have to read well to do the science and
test.
soldier studies.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So I didn't know if so that's actually even better that there's not really a set time. It's kind of at everyone's unique pace, which I think is also really important because it is, I mean, everybody learns differently, right? Mm-hmm. I love that. So, and then you mentioned something as far as, because we did say the courses are free if an individual goes through John Wood, but there is a test, or there's a cost for the testing. Is that right? Okay.
Yes. There is a cost for the testing. Right now, the state of Illinois, they just raised the prices for this school year, but on the other hand, they're offering free testing July through September. And we do have a code that we can give them.
Okay.
It's actually, there's a website. It's freegedil.org, and that will have more information about that.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. And then are there any prerequisites? I don't know if you have to have, you know, a lot of people, as you mentioned, maybe dropped out of high school or maybe even earlier. Is there a prerequisite of how much schooling they have to be eligible for this, or how does that work?
Maybe you can talk more about that because you deal with the lower
Right.
skills.
So anyone that is below a high school level,
Okay.
we set up with tutoring, and we start them wherever they are. So I give them a simple assessment and find out what level they're reading at or their math skills, whichever they want to work on, and then we go from there. We pick out materials specifically for adults, so it's not kids material.
Right.
And we help them with those things. We try to use real life examples so that we can help them. Like if they're learning basic math, we help them learn how to make a budget.
Awesome.
So
Yeah. That's great.
And so some students might even be reading at elementary level when they come in.
Right. Yeah, that's got to take a lot of guts, I think, to show up and do that for yourself. But how rewarding. That's really great. So in a nutshell, if you're below the GED or the high school diploma or the equivalency, and you need to boost yourself up to that level before you can move on to the GED or the diploma, that's where the tutoring comes in, right? And then you help them get prepared for that. And then, this is just great. So how long have you guys been doing this? Is it
November.
Yes,
really?
We both started in November.
Okay, that's great. I love this. And do you have people signed up currently? And is it nightly, weekly? Do they do online? Is it in person? How does that work?
Well, mine with the tutoring is very flexible.
Okay.
We can do online if that's what they need. Maybe they have kids at home and they can't come out to do that, or they don't have transportation out to campus, and that's fine. We can do it online. We can do it at the public library. We even had a learner and a tutor meet at Taco Bell recently.
Wow.
Because that's what was open, and
That's where they were comfortable.
where they could get to.
Yeah, that's great. So a lot of flexibility. It's on the individual's terms and at their pace, and free of charge. I just think this is great. And to anyone who, may be thinking about it, this is a great opportunity. And I say, yeah, invest in yourself. Why not, right?
Absolutely.
Life's short.
Yes.
Do it, and do it now, I say. Thank you, ladies. I think this is great. And yeah, if you want more information, go to John Wood's website, give him a call. Yeah, this is great. Thank you, girls, so much. I appreciate talking to you.
Thank you for having us.
All right. I think that does it for the Daily Muddy today. We will catch you back here tomorrow for Club Muddy.